What have you guys been up to in the past week?
I bought a PC and it didn't work.
Oh yeah, I saw your Twitter thread on that.
Yeah.
That was pretty sad.
So what happened with that?
So I was building it live, which was more stressful than last time. I think last time because we did it like 3 times. Rip Gaunt, he went first. Joey went first.
I went first. Yeah.
Yeah. So doing it live was really annoying because I was actually reading chat when I just shouldn't have read chat.
Yeah.
Because chat kept saying yes or no.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, is this the right thing to do? Half says yes, half says no.
Yeah.
Well, shouldn't you already know? You've built.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the PC master race.
Yeah,
right?
you've already built a PC live on camera.
Yeah, I probably could have just done it, but I just kept getting confused, and then when I get confused, I get nervous because I'm live, and I'm like, what if I do something wrong? And then everyone sees that I did it wrong because people are laughing. so
wasn't that the whole point of the?
But I wasn't really worried when it was my turn doing it live because I'd already seen 2 people build it, so it was really easy.
Right. Yeah, last time should have been more stressful because it was a speed run as well.
Yeah.
And
but it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
I still fucked some things up.
Right.
The M.2 I had trouble with again.
That M.2, man.
So
luck with that.
I built this whole thing. I spent 5 hours doing it because I fucked up and was wasting a lot of time and doing a bunch of other stuff, and I was preoccupied. So I finally built it to 5 hours, and it didn't turn on.
Damn. Did you find out why? Or?
Yeah, so it's working now. I have it. So the next day, I gave up. It was like 1 a.m. and I tried to boot it, and it wasn't working. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll just I'll give it a go tomorrow. I'll have a clear head. I'll try all the problems. I basically took it all apart and rebuilt it all again, going very carefully through it all. And the same error kept happening. And I was like, what? Like I even took like the CPU out, put it all back in, made sure I did all that right.
Right.
I just could not figure out what was happening because it wouldn't go to the boot screen. It was just black screen. But everything was whizzing and glowing and all that. And I was like, God damn it. So then I'm talking to Gigabyte and I'm like, hey, what's happening? Why isn't it working? Everything is working. Why? What?
Help.
What is happening?
Yeah.
And so essentially, because I got a new specification, it was a motherboard that is a DDR5 RAM motherboard. Right. Now, to those of you who don't know anything about PCs, basically every now and then they upgrade it and they're like, hey, why don't we just change the connectivity to fuck with everyone? And it does make it faster as well. But they changed the specifications, so you have to buy specific things.
Yeah.
Now, this RAM slot that was called DDR5, I was like, oh, okay, I'll go on Amazon and buy DDR5 RAM. Well, apparently, that's not what you're allowed to do. With DDR5, because it's new, motherboards have a set list of specific DDR5 RAM that works with it. So not all RAM. So previously, I think DDR4, like all RAM basically worked with all DDR4, I think.
Yeah,
kind of.
right.
I've never... Mostly, nearly all of it. It was like ubiquitous. Like you'd have to try real hard not to do it. So then I was like, oh, okay, is that the issue? It must be. So I ordered this new RAM, plugged it in, worked perfectly.
Right.
So I wasted like 2 days. I was like a whole extra day trying to fix this thing for no reason.
Yeah, that's the thing about building PCs.
Sucks.
To me,
I'm never building another one.
Yeah, to me, I feel like the hardest. To me, the hardest part is actually selecting the parts, right? Because like building a PC, like we said, it's frustrating, but you can get through it. It's like Lego.
Right. I use PC Part Picker as well.
Did you actually?
To check for compatibility issues. Right. And it also
wasn't compatible.
It was like, yeah, it's all good. So it's all good. Go ahead.
So you got debated.
I got debated.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean it's things like that scare me because I remember the first PC I built. The biggest thing that went wrong was that I had bought a motherboard that was not compatible with the CPU. Because I bought like an Intel CPU, so I was just like, okay, me being a PC building virgin, I bought the motherboard. I saw it was Intel compatible, not knowing at the time that there are different types of CPUs and different types of chips.
That happened to me as well. I had the motherboard as well. The cooler doesn't fit, but I just kind of shoved it in place, and now it's working.
That's scary.
It's working. It's working.
Was this the first PC you built in Japan, or just the first one ever?
Third in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've built 4 PCs in my life.
How did you
including mine?
Oh, 5.
Yeah.
And you still somehow found a way to fuck it up.
Again, I went to PC Part Picker and it said it was okay. So I had faith in PC Part Picker because in the previous 4 times, I've never had an issue. But what happened is that the cooler they sent me was one that was a bit older, so it didn't include the adapter bracket to mount the CPU. But this thing had like sliders, so I kind of slid them in the middle, which you could tell the things didn't want to be, and then I screwed it on.
Right.
But it works. It all feels good. It all feels secure.
Did you call Chris? Have him.
I didn't.
Could have done it in 15 minutes.
Yeah, could have helped you, man.
Everyone's like, call Chris. I'm like, what? So he can tell me how his McDonald's tastes? No.
Can you talk about his Mac?
Yeah.
It's pretty
I
cool,
saw he
man.
did a live stream yesterday and he was just eating McDonald's.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
And I was like, Chris is like, this is not what I normally eat for breakfast. And I was like, what a lie. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah.